Now, when discussing color adjustments in Photoshop, you open a subject that can very easily fill very thick books. Now, let's take a look at just some of what's available on the internet in that regard. And if we go to Amazon, we see this book by Dan Margulis, Photoshop Lab Color. This is 358 pages of just one color space. And then there's this great book by Martin Evening that's been around forever called Adobe Photoshop for Photographers, and it dedicates 100 pages to nothing else but preparing Photoshop for proper color adjustment results, and on it goes. So, where to begin in explaining color adjustments in Photoshop to beginners? We'll first learn how to do global adjustments, usually with the white balance and mood. And that is where color over the entire image is adjusted in several different ways. And we'll keep it simple with the basics as usual. But first, just to give you a quick overall survey of the different avenues for adjusting color, here's a list of just some of the tools that are available for dealing with color in Photoshop, some of which you've already seen. And when we change the color in the brush tool, we come down and we click on what we call the foreground color picker. And there's also the background color picker, which we have not talked about yet. Let's go ahead and cancel this out. And we come up to Image, Adjustments. And here we have Vibrance, which is a color adjustment tool, Hue and Saturation, which is a color adjustment tool, Color Balance, Photo Filter, Channel Mixer, Color Lookup, the Gradient Map, Selective Color, HDR Toning, Match Color, Desaturate, Replace Color, Equalize, and then we haven't even touched over here on the Layers panel. Let's go ahead and click on this one and get two copy layers, and then we have blend modes right here, and this is what happens when you use blend modes. Now, blend modes is a very sophisticated topic. We're not going to go into that too much, except maybe to briefly go over the overlay and soft light blend modes, but those affect color as well, as you can see right here. So the subject of color in Photoshop is endless. And as I mentioned, I've been using Photoshop for years and years and years, and I'm sure there are things about color in Photoshop that I have not learned yet. Now, just to really give you an idea how far down you can drill on this stuff, look at this here. It says color range, okay? And what this does is allows you to make a selection in an image based on its color. And then when you can isolate, say for instance, this tree trunk, hit OK, and don't worry about learning what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to demonstrate to you what you can do. Now, I've put the tree trunk, just the red part of the tree trunk on its own layer. And then of course I can come in and just to show you adjustments, let's go color balance here, and we can completely change the color of this tree trunk. Just like that. And that's just a tiny sample of what you can do with color in this amazing program of Photoshop. So let's go ahead and start with the simple stuff, and I'll close out this panel here. And I'll delete the layer with the selection in it. I'll activate these two layers. And on first glance, this looks like a pretty good image, but there's a couple of things that I would recommend that you do when you begin your journey of color adjustment in Photoshop. Just simply come up to Image, and then you'll see 3 auto selections down here. Don't be afraid of those, because auto color, and let's go ahead and just click on it and see what happens. That looks pretty good. It's a little heavy-handed, but it's a step in the right direction. So in other words, Command Z to go back, you can see the green tint that was in this image. And so sometimes when you click on Auto, it does a really good job of making those corrections. Now here's an excellent example of when the auto correction works really well. This is an old photograph taken in the mid-70s when I was in the radio business of the WIFE studios in Indianapolis. And obviously the photograph has faded, the colors have deteriorated in the slide, and so I wanted to restore those true colors. Well, if all you do is just come up and auto color and change-o presto, it's about as good as it's going to get. So it works really, really well with older color-damaged slides that you might have digitized. Auto tone kind of addresses contrast in an image, even though this one here says auto contrast. you'll see no change whatsoever because really auto tone and auto contrast are pretty much the same. So let's go back to this image, Control Z, and then Control Z again, and we'll take our history states, color range, and we're back to square one. Now, if you want to adjust this image manually, what you would do is Image, Adjustments, Vibrance, and Color Balance are the two areas that you're going to use more than any other in order to make basic global adjustments to your image. Let's go ahead and click on Color Balance and see what we have. And as before, remember that we have a little bit of a green tint on this image. And so what we do is we take this slider, and you can see where the green color lives, and we just give it a slight adjustment to the left. So we're going to add magenta. Let's take a look at before and after. And I think that's an improvement on the image. Now you can also do adjustments on the highlights. We just did adjustments on the midtones. And of course you can do adjustments only on the shadow areas of the image. Let's go ahead and hit cancel, and we'll choose another image. And this image has real bad white balance problems. Let's look at two basic ways to adjust white balance. The easiest is to do it this way. Come up to Image, Adjustments, and you are familiar with the Curves dialog box. You choose the middle eyedropper. Okay, now watch this. And you just click on an area of the image that is supposed to be either white, gray, or black. And sometimes the results you're not going to like, so you click around and see what you like or don't like. There's no such thing as one size fits all. You might not get a perfect result when using the eyedropper tool. Other times you might. In this case, I think it's a little bit heavy-handed. You can see the blues are reduced a huge amount, and then we've added green and we've added red, which I think is just a bit too much. So let's go ahead and cancel this, and then we'll come up to Image, Adjustments, Color Balance, and now let's make some very slight adjustments. A little bit to the left, and you can see that blue haze coming off. Now let me show you one thing about this color balance adjustment sliders. If you add yellow, in other words, you have -20 on this slider right here, sometimes you need to compensate by adding 20 to the opposite color slider, and you'll see a straight line. And that straight line is what you're going for when you're making adjustments. Now, again, it doesn't work every single time. Like this one here, it's got too much purple in it. So let's add a little green. And again, this is all basic experimentation. Now, I think that's an improvement. There's other things that we could do to this image to really make it pop. But I think in terms of global adjustments on the color, that's better than it was. This is before and after. And again, it's all taste. It's all, according to what you like. Now, let's say you think this is a little heavy-handed. Let's back off the adjustment down to, say, 10. And then we'll take this bottom one and go back to 10. And then let's just do an adjustment here. And that's not looking bad either. But again, you adjust this based on how you like the image. I'm going to go ahead and keep this adjustment and then come up to Image, Adjustments, Curves. And you'll notice here that we've got a little bit of gap on the dark areas. Let's go ahead and fill that in. And then I think this entire image needs to be just a little bit darker than it was. It was just a little bit overexposed. Go ahead and hit OK. And to me, that looks pretty good. There's another adjustment that we might be able to do on color balance. Let's go ahead and just add, let's say add 10, and then, or take away 10 and add 10. Don't like that. So there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's all subjective, and it's all based on what you want to achieve out of your image. But the point is you can do extremely precise global color adjustments on just about any image that you put into Photoshop. Let's look at another example. And this one has the same problem. Come up to Image, Adjustments, Curves, pick the middle eyedropper, and where do we want to sample from? Let's try it up here, and that's a very marked improvement. Let's try it down here, where we have some gray clouds, and it's too much. Let's go back up here. And this eyedropper sometimes can give you brilliant results, but not every single time. So everything is experimentation. So let's go ahead and take this one and do it manually again. Adjustments, color balance, and what color do you think out of this palette represents the overall mismatch of white balance in this image? My guess is cyan. So we're going to back off the cyan, just like that. And that simple adjustment really improved the image. Let's add a little bit of yellow to this. And I think that's too much. So we'll come back to -8 to +8 to balance it out. And it's all just according to what you like. There is no right or wrong way to do anything in Photoshop, as we have repeated many, many times. You might only want to adjust the shadows, which have their own adjustments to make. We'll add a little bit of blue. And to me, that looks a lot better. There we have before and after, and I think that is an improvement. And again, I don't mean to overstate this, but it bears repeating that everything is subjective. So when you want to adjust the overall appearance of the image, you always want to come into color balance. That's going to be your best tool. It's the most intuitive, it's the easiest to learn, and it gives you the broadest amount of impact on your image very, very simply. Now let's go to another image, and this is one that I worked on for a very, very long time. And as I look at it now, I think it's just a little bit oversaturated, so let's go up and deal with that. Let's go to Image, Adjustments, Color, Hue and Saturation, and I think what I want to do is just back off ever so slightly on these saturated colors. Now, one good thing about this hue slider is that you can adjust the hue and very easily make white balance or global adjustments on the color, and I'm liking that right there. I think that looks really, really good. So let's go ahead and hit OK. So there you have a sample of all of the different ways to adjust global color or white balance in your image in Photoshop.